Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Hey, everybody, this is the art part of the show. That's an acronym. ART stands for what, Adrienne?
Attilio's Random Thoughts.
All right, here's my random thought that's anything but random. I've been thinking about you listeners all this time, and I will tell you, here is what's happening in the real estate market. You know, not from an economist standpoint, not from a CPA standpoint, not from a talking head on the news. This is from us, Adrienne and I, being in this business 20 years. We're carrying, 37 different listings all over Oahu.
And then we've got several that are coming soon, and then about 10 or 11 that are just in the process of moving through the funnel.
The point being is that the foundation of the information we're giving you right now in this moment is real time now. Mm-hmm. Here is what's happening. And local. Yeah.
Yes.
And on Oahu here. Mm-hmm. And so what I'm going to talk to is what are we seeing? And it doesn't matter if you got a condo, you got a studio, you got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, you got a big mansion. It's all the same what's happening with the market. So a couple things. First of all, like I'll just pick an example. Like if your neighbor's home, let's pick Ocean Point. Ocean Point
in Eva Beach.
In Eva Beach is a great example because you have, thousands of homes where you have a series, you have your 100 series homes, like let's say an Ocean Point 500 series home. With the way that inventory is climbing, is there a probability there's going to be more than one Ocean Point 500 series home for sale right now?
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a bit of inventory.
And for the purposes of this conversation, don't worry. Like, what's a 500 series? Don't worry.
It's the big one.
It's the big one, and know that there are lots of bedrooms, lots of square footage. And with the builders, they're going to build anywhere from 5 to 10 models, and it's over, and it's doing it again, doing it again, doing it again. So you're going to have, and Ocean Point's been around, 15, 20 years now?
Since, I think they started building back in 2003, maybe even
let's
99.
Let's call it 20 plus years.
Yes, over 20 years.
So there's a lot of information to extrapolate from that's very objective versus subjective, which is not our opinion. It's just factual data points. Mm-hmm. And here's what we do know, if we're going into that particular data set, and it's true across the board for all neighborhoods on Oahu, what's happening is if that home sold for, and I'm just picking a number, and don't connect the number to what I'm talking about, but in that area, if that home sold for $800,000 and you have the exact same home, everything's identical, yard is the same, interior living square foot is the same, upgrades, no upgrades, everything is the same. Your home is not going to sell for $800,000. I'm sorry to say, but here's what's happening. 6 to 12 months ago, we were just dealing with interest rates, and actually they took a little bit of a dip. They took a little bit of a dip, and then if we go back 2 years ago, they took a real dip, right?
Well, I would also say that with the caveat that if you do have a VA assumable loan that has a reasonable gap, you may be able to get that 800 if it's a low interest rate, because that's is a value.
Benefit.
It's a benefit. Yep.
Well, let's dissect that a little bit. So it's a $700,000 assumable loan at 2.5% interest with a $100,000 gap. Mm-hmm. You're most likely be able to sell that because you have enough pluses to motivate the buyer to go into escrow with that. But if you don't, it's going to be a little bit challenging, and we're going to have to get super aggressive with getting your home sold in today's market. Speaking of someone that's super aggressive in getting your home rented now and not letting it sit vacant, who am I talking about?
That would be Duke Kimhan of Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Hey, Duke.
Hello. So the market is kind of tough out there, and it's a great time to rent out your place as an alternative.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, instead of sitting vacant and having negative cash flow? For real? Yeah.
And it'll build equity for you when you're ready to sell it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All good choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, so today I'm going to talk about pets. Mm-hmm. What are the ramifications for allowing pets in your rental?
Yes.
The first question I ask people, and they say, 99% of people say, nope, no pets.
No pets.
Then then I explain to them there's a separate security deposit for pets that are allowed by law.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And 7 out of 10 applicants today have some kind of pet.
Yeah.
So you as an owner can specify what you're okay with, and you can say you are pet negotiable up to 20 pounds.
Yes.
Or 25 pounds. Or 30 pounds.
Duke, what's been the oddest pet that anyone has brought into their rental property?
Any ponies? Any ponies?
Oh, someone didn't even tell us, but when we did our walkthrough, which we do twice a year, guy had a whole terrarium of like 3 snakes.
Oh, wow. What?
3 snakes?
Yeah.
That's illegal.
Yeah. And then so oh, I told you about the time that I opened the door and then there was a 150-pound dog in there.
Yes, that was at my condo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, hello,
that
dude.
was one of the largest dogs I've ever seen in a small condo.
Yeah. You know the dog's name was?
He took up a whole room to himself.
Yeah, he was sitting in a chair, smoking a cigar, playing poker when you walked in.
He's like, you didn't knock, sir.
Yeah.
Go back out. But yeah, so it's kind of a thing that, you know, the other thing is that people don't tell you when they have a ESA dog or ESA pet.
Because they don't have
they
to,
just
right?
assume, by law they don't have to.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's when they do tell us, we cannot use that as material to turn them down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's quite of a tightrope you have to walk with pets.
Yes.
But in today's market, everybody has them. I just don't, you know, I have one.
Yes.
But I got to say, you know, in my rentals, I don't say, I want you to have a pet. I say I'm pet negotiable. So
like
for
that.
us, most of our pets start at $1,000 security deposit.
Okay.
And that makes sense because, you know, if the pet owner is irresponsible, you know, the damages that a pet can do can far exceed $1,000.
Well, I think a responsible pet owner would be happy to put up that deposit.
Yeah. If they're responsible, they know that they're going to be getting it back.
Yeah.
So.
Correct. At least they intend on doing that.
Yeah.
Whether it happens or not is wait and see.
Well,
yeah.
I think the key is that you guys manage the expectations for the owners as well as the tenants.
And you do the walkthroughs and double check and make sure that they are being responsible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So I think that's the key. That is the key to allowing the pets and the rentals is the walkthroughs.
Yeah.
Yep.
With the security
So if
deposit.
you have a pet in there, we walk through 3 times a year. If you don't have a pet, we walk through twice a year.
Yeah. Yeah, because then it's like they're going to sneak them in anyway, and then you guys going to do the walkthrough, and you're like, what's that barking? It's like, oh, it's my teenager. He has Tourette's. He's It's not a dog in there.
If you have any questions about pets, give us a call.
Yeah.
808-445-9223. Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Awesome.
Right. Thanks, Duke.
Thank you, Duke.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. That's Duke Kimhan. You can find out all about Hawaii Pacific Property Management on our resource tab. He's an expert we trust.
Yeah. And they have managed 2 of my rentals for years. For years and years and years. In fact, I'm doing a 1031 exchange on my current one. And I did a walkthrough, and it was in pretty good shape for how long it's been rented and all of that, and the rent, and he got me more rent.
Yes. Why don't you share this deal of the week, and then we'll bring Jodie on with her mortgage tip. All
right. So the deal of the week is here in Wahiawa. The address is 1016 Ehoeho Avenue, number 208. The parking. You know what's cool about the parking stall? It's right next to the sidewalk on one side. So if you want to jog your car over a little bit and not have the neighbor to your left smash your door every time they open theirs, that's one of those parking stalls. It's an affordable 2-bedroom, 1-bath condo. And affordable is 660 square feet of practical and efficient living space, conveniently located near Helemano Elementary School, close to Kahikani Park and Whitmore Community Park, just 15 minutes away from the world-famous North Shore. And there is a laundry room. And it's only $299,000.
Wow.
And the maintenance fee is pretty low. I think it's like $400 or $500, and it hasn't gone up in a while. But I'm just going to give you a heads up.
Needs a little work.
It needs a little work, and I'm going to be getting estimates. And if I do the work, then the price goes up. So now's the time.
Get
to come in.
Yes.
Get a good price, and bring all your uncles, aunties, and cousins who are in the construction industry and do it for a lot less.
There you go.
And save on that renovation by doing it yourself. All right. Speaking of someone that is going to help you renovate the interest rate on your mortgage in case you need to refinance, who is that expert?
That would be Jodie Tanga, the mortgage genius.
Hey, Jodie.
Hello. How's it going?
Good. What you got for us this week?
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about the 2-year myth with employment.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, that's a good one.
So,
tell us more.
Most people think that, you know, I have to have been on my job for 2 years in order to get a mortgage.
Yeah.
Which there is a degree of that could be correct. There's also a degree of that, you know, people have life happens, right?
Yeah.
Like, so, I was a property manager. I got married, had kids, took 3 years off, and now I'm a property manager again. And I've been a property manager for 1 year, right? So like a storyline like that, that's going to work for us.
So it doesn't need to be consecutive. You just like, if there's like a reason. Okay.
Correct. Or even like, it doesn't have to be property management. Like it could be something administrative in nature, and now you're something else in an entirely different industry, but it's still administrative in nature.
Oh, like similar type of work, even if it's a different industry.
Correct.
You cannot be at Hawaiian Airlines cleaning airplanes, and then the next job is you're a pet masseuse.
Right.
It's not going to work.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But I have actually had conversations with people where I've told them, like, this isn't going to work. You know, you're going to get a little bit more history under your belt. And then I've thought, like, I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years. Let me just have a couple conversations with some different underwriters and see what they say. And, you know, of course, we do have our more conservative lending sources that were like, no, I wouldn't be comfortable with that situation.
Yeah.
I would want them with more time, right? But then I talked to others that were like, no, we're okay with that. You know, so once I talked to that other underwriter, then I talked to like a few more, and it's not 100% across the board. They're like, no, that's fine. But I did find people that are like, no, we would be able to make that work. And so after that, you know, that just opened up for me, because I want to be able to tell our buyers that it's just not a deal breaker if you haven't been working for 2 years.
So it's more of like a case by case situation. So you want to take a look at it and then, you know, bring it to the different, you know, underwriters, right?
Yeah, it's like I think it's like if you go do sleepover, you're going to sleep over at the strict auntie's house where she has all these rules, or you're going to be the fun auntie. She's like, yeah, whatever, eat candy, come home 3 a.m, that's fine. But I think and on a serious, Attilio serious? Yeah, I can be. On a serious note, I know this because I have a 28-year-old, and what I notice with the millennials and with the career paths, they're not staying at employers for years and years and years. It seems to be a trend with the people in the workforce or at the beginning of their careers that they're making a lot of lateral moves. And for my son, every lateral move he's made more money. So what they're saying is...
I wouldn't call that lateral then.
Yeah. I mean, I say lateral in that it's with a different company, same industry, but it was for more money. And so that seems to be more and more the trending career path for people nowadays. It's not like, you know, even for me at my age, I probably stayed at a company 5-10 years. And then, you know, with my parents, it was probably like 20-30. But now it's more of the jumping around, and especially the way that the, you know, technology is changing, AI, people are having to be adaptive and pivot.
Which is even more important, that they need to listen to Jodie's tip of the week and call her and just see what can be done, even if they've not been in that specific, you know, company or that job for the 2 years. So just give Jodie a call. She will let you know if you can get a loan.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Excellent tip. Thank you, Jodie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, that's Jodie Tanga, our mortgage genius. You can find out more about her and her team on our resource tab under the experts we trust.
By the way, if you do give any of the experts we trust a call to help support us and all of my dad jokes coming to you every week, you've got to tell these vendors you heard about them on the Team Lally Real Estate Radio Show.
Yes.
And then yell really loud, "Chee-hoo!"
All right, so we have another deal of the week. This one is in Waianae.
And more specifically,
Makaha.
Makaha.
All right, and like you guys are going to love this. The price.
I think
the price.
Just like our Wahiawa condo, that was a good starter condo for a brand new family trying to get in their toe
Just
in
getting it
the
wet
water
in the door.
called real estate. This is a single
There's another
family
one.
home.
450,000.
450,000.
No association fees.
Yeah. So if you like paint your house pink, go for it.
Yes, and it has a flag lot, lots of parking, extended living room for more space to relax and entertain. I think it has a little over 1,000 square feet, like 1,100 about. Yep.
Primary bedroom extension, ideal for private retreat or added flexibility.
Thoughtfully upgraded with room for even more personalization.
Functional layout with 3 bedrooms and 1.5 baths.
And close to the beaches, shopping, and outdoor adventures on the west side.
You know, it's written, we got to read it. When you're dreaming of a peaceful island lifestyle or searching for a great value with potential, this Waianae home has so much to offer. A little TLC will go a long way. Schedule your showing today and start picturing the possibilities.
So-
Your local family tired of renting.
So this one
And you
is
wanna
actually
own?
at coming soon.
Yeah.
Owners are still doing some final touches.
Yeah.
It should be like ready for the walkthrough.
Yeah.
Probably like beginning of June.
They're cleaning up
But
the
just-
yard, cleaning up the landscaping,
Yeah,
cleaning
we're-
up some cabinetry, painting it in and out.
We're just
And-
super excited about
yeah.
this one. I think it's going to be a great one for, like a good starter home or even an investor.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
all right. We do have some open houses as well that we
Okay.
can let our listeners know about.
Okay.
So why don't you start with the first
All
one
right.
that's on
So,
Sunday.
typically they're on Sunday. This one's got a little bit of a time period, and it's a grand open house, which means it's never been opened before. This is 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And give them the address, Adrienne.
921226 Palahia Street.
And Kaimana will be there hosting. So when you walk in and see Kaimana, just give them a big chi-hoo and say, "Tell me about this house." List price $560,000.
Freshly updated condo with new appliances, plumbing, blinds, and fixtures.
This is a 2-bedroom, 2 bathrooms.
Private patio and deck with ocean and mountain views.
Low maintenance living, move-in ready.
Breezy, peaceful location, close to Kapolei's beaches, shops, and restaurants.
And you got 2 parking stalls, includes guest, and they have guest parking, right?
Yay,
So
yes.
if you're going to have a little paina at your place, the guests don't have to park all the way in Eva Beach and then take an Uber to your house because no more any parking for the guests.
Okay, this other one is in Kaneohe,
Yeah.
and this one's going to be 2 to 5.
2 to 5, and this one is 443082 Olina Street, number 5/2.
Yes, and this one's hosted by Olivia.
Hosted by Olivia. So list price on this one's $830,000.
It's a assumable loan, 2.25%. The remaining balance of about $558, and it's open to VA and non-VA.
Now I know what you're
buyers.
thinking, man. I wish I could get a mortgage for 2.25%. This is it.
Well, you can.
3 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Panoramic views of Kaneohe Bay from your private lanai and living room.
Like what? Get community lanai? Where like all your neighbors were all on the one lanai? Yeah, they're all private lanais. Anyways, my point: luxury kitchen with granite countertops and custom cabinetry.
There's a spacious first floor primary suite with direct lanai access.
Open concept living and dining that flows to the covered outdoor space.
2 assigned parking stalls and guest parking.
Walking distance to paddleboard bay access and just minutes to beaches, hiking, and shopping.
Tranquil tropical community and yacht club Knowles.
Whether you're house hunting or just expanding options, stop by and tour these great homes this weekend.
All right. So those are some fun open houses with some great opportunity.
Yeah. So I want to get back to what is going on with the market industry here because we stopped to talk about a little bit with when Duke came on. But here's the deal, folks. For you as a seller, I'm going to tell you what you don't want to hear, but most likely on neighborhoods and your upgrades and locations. But there is going to be a probability that you're going to have to price it below what the last comp was if you want to get it into escrow now and not 9 months from now. Because think about it. Every time you make a mortgage payment, if it's vacant, it's an automatically built-in price reduction.
Exactly.
Yeah. So instead of thinking of, and then let's stop thinking that, oh, if I drop the price by 50,000, I lost 50,000. The gain or loss only occurs when you go to sell, and you lose nothing by doing a price reduction.
Yes.
But you lose every month by making a mortgage payment on an empty home that is sitting and not selling.
And the buyers and the market, they don't care what you want to net.
Yeah.
Like,
they don't care.
They don't care. It doesn't matter. And if the net is not there, then guess what? Rent it out. And just wait for the market to get to where you need it to be in order to net. And
two buyers woke up in the morning, Melvin and Mildred, and they turned to each other before they got out of bed and said, hey, let's go look at homes today and make sure that we're writing offers based on what the seller wants to net or what they want. No, they're not having those conversations. They're looking at the comparable sales. And I will tell you, here's the other factors that are coming into play. Interest rates are still high comparatively to 2-3 years ago. What's creating more uncertainty in the marketplace? Well, first of all, inventory is rising.
Yep.
Another factor is that insurance
has gone up.
In AOAOs and HOAs are going up. And then it's the tariffs.
Yep.
Tariffs. If you're not hearing something on the news every single day in some social media platform or actual mainstream media about the tariffs, then you must live in a cave underneath the ground, because that is what's creating the uncertainty.
All right. Well, we do have one more expert that we're going to bring on before we take a break. We have Amphay with his estate planning tip of the week.
Hey, Amphay, what you got for us this week?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good.
Happy Love Friday.
Yeah.
So tips. You know, as I'm speaking with you, I'm on my way out to one of the families I'm helping, and mom has early onset Parkinson's, and you know that's one of the things that we do at my firm is we actually will go out to families, whatever they may be. So not so much of a tip.
Well, I think it's just important for the listeners to know that you guys operate a little differently.
Yeah.
And that, you know, yes, you are an estate planning group, attorneys. And, you know, typically when we think about attorneys, we go into the office. Yeah. Right. But, you know, given, you know, the kind of situations that you're dealing with, you know, you are ready and willing to go where you need to go.
Yeah, you know, and I find too that Amphay probably in that situation was helpful. If, like, maybe it's mom and dad, and the kids are like, "Hey, we really need to work on this. We really know." My personal story with my dad, I said, "Dad, do you have a trust or no? He's have a will." I said, "You got to really put together a trust." Well, luckily, my dad and through your guys' company put it together. And what he did was he brought me and my siblings together, and then we went through the worksheet that you all had given to him, like, you know, who's gonna get the, you know, whatever that, you know, like he was the retired fire chief, so he has a license plate that says HFD1. You know, right when he retired, it fell off the car and ended up in a koa frame on his wall. I don't know how that happened. But anyway, so it's like, you know, I told my sister, I want that license plate. So it's just going through that worksheet, going through the process, then going back to you guys and then putting it all together. I will tell you from my personal experience through you and your company, it gives us peace of mind and what's going to happen. And we hope our parents and our loved ones live forever, but in reality, we're all going out the same way. And it's better to have a plan than not a plan, and leave that planning and more like arguing to your loved ones at a time of high emotions. So Amphay's just saying, we'll even, you know, if mom and dad too old.
Yeah.
Mom and dad, they don't, I don't go in the car. I just like stay home. He'll come to you. Right, Amphay?
And Amphay, you also go to neighbor islands as well, right?
Yeah.
Right, we do. So I actually go up about once a month to Kauai, Maui, the Big Island.
Oh, awesome.
It's always, you know, it's Zoom is secondary, not the priority for me. I prefer, again, to meet families face to face, so that way, you know, it's different, right? It's always going to be different.
Yeah, we agree.
It's emotional, it's stressful. There's a lot of myths and misunderstandings that you kind of bust through and say, hey, these are the things you should do it. But if you had to just pick one or two of the big myths before we let you go, what are two of the things that when you sit down with your families, you're like, oh, no, that's not true. This is the reality. you have one or two of those to share with us regarding estate planning?
Right now I'm helping two brothers. Parents never updated their deed. Dad had passed away.
Yeah.
And then, mom passed away. And of course, the deed says that both parents own the property as a husband and wife.
Yeah.
It was simple, right? The children would get the property. Lo and behold, 30 years ago, mom and dad got a divorce.
Oh.
And it was never changed. Okay? And then, you ask more questions later on, come to find out there are other half siblings.
Oh, no.
In a different thing.
The plot thickens.
So basically, any life happenings, first, if you didn't do any planning, you have to plan for life happenings. And most of us know, life happenings, we're talking about marriage, divorces, having a child, buying a house, so anyhow, so my tip is this: don't leave the deed as what it is and then kick the can down the road, because it will create a lot of problems later on.
Yeah.
And you're witnessing this firsthand, that this is causing some challenges with the two brothers.
And now he's got to go untangle this mess.
Their expectations and intentions, this is our mom and dad, this is their home, and we get it, right? 50-50, but now...
There's all these half-siblings.
Now, dun, 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 we got half-siblings. Enter the half-siblings.
Worst part about this is we have to now do it's not an investigation. It's not, it's more having to go dig through all of this and be the bearer of, bad news.
Yeah.
So, not a good situation.
That'll be an interesting meeting. You're in the room. Oh, here's your sister Tina from Colorado, and then here's your brother Noah from Bakersfield, California. That is not a fun family reunion, that's for sure. When you got to go have the expectation you were getting mom and dad's home, and now it's like, oh, who you? Oh, I'm your half brother and I'm your half sister. So.
Oh, and worse yet, to add on to that, Attilio, and then a quarter of that is mine.
What you mean? Yeah.
Meaning the person that they never knew now has a claim ownership interest in a property that, they never knew that existed.
Yeah, and that can be a very tough pill to swallow. So, folks, please... If anything,
just call Amphay and get organized, please.
Invite him over, do some talk story, and
he's very friendly.
Yeah, put some things in, very compassionate, empathetic, and put some things into place that will make those family reunions a little bit more enjoyable.
Yes. Well, thank you, Amphay, for calling in with your tip of the week.
Yes.
Aloha, guys. Have a great weekend.
All righty. Thank you, Amphay.
So you can find Amphay and the Estate Planning Group under the Resource tab and Experts We Trust.
You know what's cool about the Experts We Trust is that we have vendors or experts on there like ballroom dancing. No, we don't have things like that. These are things in the real estate realm
that can help you.
And if you're somebody out there in the real estate realm that would like to be one of our experts we trust, all you got to do is give us a call, 799-9596, and we'll put you through the audition process.
That's right. Okay, I'm going to read a review, and then we're going to take a short break. So this review comes from Kristen Collier. Hands down, the best experience we ever had with a realtor company.
Yep.
Team Lally brought a complete knowledge of the market to the table. Their advice proved to be spot on in getting our home sold.
Yeah.
Laura and her team were quick to respond and kept the process moving along as smoothly and quickly as possible. I would highly recommend using Team Lally for your real estate needs. I'd choose to use them again in a heartbeat.
Speaking of a heartbeat, we've got an 80K guarantee. We're looking for 10 new agents to come join us. Whether you have experience or not, we'll take you through the process. It's an 80K guarantee. You don't make 80K in your first year with us. We'll write you a check for a difference. If you want more of the details, all you got to do is go to jointeamlally.com. Again, that's jointeamlally.com.
That's where the application starts.
Yep.
All right, we are going to take a break, but stay with us. When we come back, we'll be talking with Taylor Bramwell, the marketing director of Kilauea Pest Control. He's going to share some wild rodent stories, surprising pest discoveries, and what sets their award-winning team apart behind the scenes.
So if you want to get the delicious news on all of that, stay tuned.
Dig it's 107.9 playing the greatest music ever made. It's Mornings with Augie. Hey, you know someone that moved to the mainland but left the rental property behind? So Amber wanted to create a new investment opportunities on the mainland, but she had to sell her island rental first. So she reached out to our good friends Adrienne and Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Handling the business virtually with Amber, Adrienne and Attilio came prepared with multiple 5-star selling strategies, including adjusting Amber's selling price expectations, and the home sold in days. If you're in the market to sell your home and you want a team that will make you the most money with the least amount of drama, you can trust our good friends Adrienne and Attilio of Team Lally. Give them a call today, 808-799-9596. That's 808-799-9596. They're trusted. You see their signs all over in my community. Visit teamlally.com today. That's teamlally.com today.
Hey, Sean Hannity here, talking with the only real estate agent in your market I recommend. Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Now more than ever, buyers and sellers need an expert to navigate this ever-changing market. And what do you do to stand out?
Hey, Sean, we are a team with over 500 plus 4.9 star reviews, over 1,600 transactions under belt, and 20 years in the business. It's going to take a lot of resources to get a home sold today.
What kind of programs do you offer?
Sean, we offer the guaranteed sale, instant offer close in 12 days, $10K for upgrades, love it or leave it, no hassle listing. No matter what situation the client is in, we've got solutions.
Great update. Thank you for keeping us informed. Put the most experience and the best marketing to work for you. Call Team Lally now at 799-9596 or online at teamlally.com. That's teamlally.com.
In today's fast-changing real estate market, you need access to the right information to make smart choices. I invest in real estate all over the country, and I rely on smart agents who know their local market inside and out. In Honolulu, I work with Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi. Adrienne, Attilio, and their team sell a home every 72 hours and have over 750 5-star reviews. Go to teamlally.com and find out in just seconds what your home is really worth.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
And if you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Hey, Adrienne, before we bring on our guests, I want to talk about the 10 real estate scholarships that we're offering in the month of June. I said it, yes, 10 real estate school scholarships that we're offering for the month of June. What the heck does that mean?
Well, we are looking for different fields from outside of the real estate industry.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are people that are maybe nurses, teachers, coaches, police officers, healthcare practitioners, sales reps, managers.
Anyone with a strong record of success. If you just go to jointeamlally.com and make it through the initial application process, and we have an interview, and then in that process, we're going to determine if you qualify for these 10 scholarships for a real estate school for the month of June. And we'll give you all the details in that process if you want to think about it. So hopefully that's motivating you to think, hey, maybe I'm not happy where I'm at. I have a track record of success, and I just need to get into something else that's got no ceiling in income.
Yeah, maybe I've hit the ceiling in my current job or industry. Yeah, so this has unlimited potential.
Yeah, so if you want to find out more about our 10 real estate school scholarships in the month of June, all you got to do is go to jointeamlally.com, jointeamlally.com. Hey, by the way, our guest today is a Kailua native with a degree in exercise and sports science from BYU, Hawaii. And when he's not working, you'll probably find him surfing, traveling, or enjoying time with his wife.
He's also the marketing director at Kilauea Pest Control, where he's passionate about the company's growth, strong team culture, and focus on serving the local community. Please welcome back our guest, Taylor Bramwell.
Yeah. Hey, Taylor.
Hey, aloha. Great to be back on here again with you all.
Yes.
You know, I grew up in Hauula, which is right down the street from BYU. My dad actually is a college grad of BYU, but one of the things I always heard from my Samoan and Tongan neighbors of the parents of the boys was they always said the same thing. He's a good boy. He go BYU. Anyway,
yeah,
so
I hope I'm a good boy. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, all right.
I don't think those rodents think he's a good boy. I think they're terrified of Taylor.
Oh, it's Taylor again. We better head for the hills. He's gonna come get us.
Right on.
Yeah.
Hey, those 10 scholarships sound like a cool thing. That's cool. You guys are doing that, by the way. I was just listening in.
If you know anyone, send them our way.
Yep.
They can apply.
So then you can hear, he's a good boy. He go real estate school.
So Taylor, you always come to us with some interesting stories. There's all sorts of weird things that happen in your industry with all the different types of pests. I know that you guys are very well known for like the termite inspections and termite treatments and the termite warranties that you offer, but you guys do so much more than just termites.
Yes.
So tell us about this recent rodent situation in the crawl space.
There are many stories in the windy city of Oahu, and this is one of them about rodents. Go.
Tell us.
Yeah, we love working with the real estate industry, like you said, and a lot of it revolves around termites. But I did want to talk about rodents today because every year with the company, we've been in business since 2002. We kind of refine our processes, try to specialize our teams. The more we can get specialized on certain types of services, the better we can do even more interesting or unique type of things. And so something we've been developing over the last few years I want to highlight one of our key members, Grant, here at Kilauea. He's kind of taken the lead on creating this rodent exclusion team, which I think you've probably heard of bird exclusion. I think we've talked about that on your show before. I
think we've both used your guys' company for the bird exclusion, and we've got those little house. And mine too. I had some really pesky birds, and now they're on my neighbor's house.
Yeah.
So
suckers.
Oh gosh, we need to get your neighbors. Yeah.
I know. We'll knock on your door.
So think about that. We have that bird exclusion team, which we're super proud of. We do a lot of bird exclusion, but rodents also are getting inside houses, right? So we've developed this rodent exclusion team that we've always done rodents and trapped for and done some level of service for that. But we've really gotten down to our level where we're actually doing prevention and able to exclude rodents. And so there's a particular job. I was talking to Grant, that team leader, a couple of days ago. He was telling me about this job that he's so funny because it's like really difficult, tricky, crazy jobs that he just loves. He thrives on seeing a hard problem, like, okay, how do I do this, right? And so there was this condo complex of a bunch of different homes that had this crawl space a little bit under 2 feet, so pretty tight, right? But it was super long. All the condos were on this post and pier. And so this particular condo that was having rodent issues, they're a customer of ours. We just kept catching and trapping rodents. And they just kept coming back. And so the customer's like, is there anything else we can do? So Grant and his team got out there. They put on their thick, heavy-duty onesie suits, right? So they can army crawl into the house. But I think a lot of people look at this and be like, no way, we're not doing this. But Grant, for him, he got excited because this condo, he had to army crawl about 70 feet to get to the place where the rodents were getting in, where this house was.
Is Grant,
and,
is he a fit guy? Was he training for this?
Yeah,
he's doing yoga every day, right?
Namaste, the rodents.
Getting in those tight spaces.
So when he was going under there, basically setting traps and then looking for intrusion spots for how they were getting in?
Exactly. So we're always looking for conducive conditions and type of things that are attracting these rodents. But what he was looking for specifically is avenue of entry. Like any gaps, like rodents, mice, and rats, they can collapse their rib cage and really squeeze through really small spaces. It doesn't take very much. A rat about the size of a quarter or so can collapse the rib cage and squeeze through it and get to the house, right? And they're happy inside your house. And so he got under there, and there were some utility pipes, right, that had a little bit of a gap around there, and he was able to get his team under there. He actually rigged up his saw to carry with him underneath, because otherwise he'd have to measure, crawl back out, make a tuck, crawl 70 feet, measure again, crawl back out. So to avoid that redundancy, he brought the saw under there, and it was a copper pipe, and so he couldn't use the normal steel mesh many might use for that, because steel and copper will corrode each other and when they come in contact. So he's able to make these wood cuts custom to this gap and close it up and keep it off, and rodents never came back, right? So kind of a fun job for Grant anyway. Him and his team love that kind of stuff.
That it sounds like these rodents were more persistent than an adult child that went off to college and wanted to move back home.
They're trying to find any way back in, right?
We have adult child who went to college and wants to move home. Exclusion team.
So
I'll see if Grant can.
They come to the door and a sign it says, "Get a job, love mom and dad." That's the sign on the front door.
So Taylor, what's the largest rodent that you guys have come across?
Yeah.
How big?
Oh, wow.
How big are these
things?
They get
pretty big. Well, there's two types of main rats that people are encountering in Hawaii.
Yeah.
There's the roof rat, which is probably the most common. They're the ones that are jumping from coconut trees onto the roof, and they can jump about 5-6 feet standing. So they're like flying through the air, right? They're pretty lean and muscular. But then there's also the Polynesian rat and the Norway rat. They're more ground dwelling rats, and Polynesian rats kind of stay in the field a little more. Norway rats will actually kind of make burrow and go underneath, but they'll come through the house from underneath, and they're a little bit more plump. And so lengthwise, roof rats get pretty long, but they're more lean. Yeah. And then Norway and Polynesian rats get a little bit more plump and a little bigger because they stay more towards the ground. They're not jumping across long distances like these roof rats.
When you say plump and bigger, how big? How big do they get?
They can get, I don't know, if you include the tail, they can get a couple feet long, but they get pretty big. I think a few Hawaii residents could testify to that.
Like the size of a little chihuahua, that big? Or bigger?
Maybe it sounds kind of like that movie Princess Bride a little bit, but maybe not quite that big, but around there, they get pretty big.
So for our listeners, you're trying to figure out what is the difference between a Polynesian rat and a Norwegian rat. Well, just put your ear to the wall, and if it's a Polynesian rat, you're going to be like, "Oh, brah, shoots, we got to go to this house, get plenty green bottle." Okay, that's your Polynesian rat. And then your Norwegian rat is like, "Sven, we must go here, and they have lots of strudel. We need to come." That's more like your German rat, Austrian rat. But just put your ear to the wall and listen, and you'll know the difference.
So Taylor, are rodents? Yeah, they are annoying, but are they dangerous?
Yeah, rats are. It's about 20 to 25% of house fires in the U.S. are caused by rats, right? And rats they cause a lot of damage, and people don't realize the weird thing about rats is their front two teeth, they are always growing constantly, and they can't help it, right? And so they have to keep chewing and grind it down. Otherwise, they'll keep growing down, and at some point, they actually start growing backwards up into their brain, and they could actually die that way. Oh, wow. By their teeth growing too big and poking their brain, right? Which is kind of a crazy thing. So they're highly incentivized and motivated to continuously chew things. So they're in your attic, they're chewing, 2x4s or whatever, the framing and stuff or whatever. But at some point, they encounter some electrical and wiring. And then it causes a fire, right? I was just talking to an AC repair guy a couple of days ago that he encountered that, and they took all day. They were crawling all through the house because they had to find the one wire that was chewed through because the AC had shorted, right? So it can be a big deal. And so trying to just prevent rats in the house will save you a lot of headache and potential very dangerous situation with a fire.
Yeah, and probably it's going to pop up on either a pest inspection or a home inspection. So it's something that you want to deal with and get done, because then a lot of times we've seen this in the sale of homes. They'll be like, there was a rat intrusion, but it was from years ago, but they let it go for so long that there were all these indications of it all over the home, even though the rats were gone a long time ago. But anyway, so it's better to stay ahead of that.
All right, so Taylor, we heard that your team has earned Best Places to Work honors. So what makes Kilauea Pest Control stand out behind the scenes?
Yes.
Yeah, we're super honored. Hawaii Business Magazine has honored us with several years in a row now, Best Places to Work in Hawaii. And then even PCT, which is Pest Control Technology Magazine, kind of the industry magazine across the U.S. Yeah. We were in the top 100 companies last year, and I think when it comes out this year, hopefully we're in that too. We're the only company from Hawaii to represent. But also this year they're going to name us as Best Place to Work too. And so I know I love working at Kilauea. I've been there a long time, but I think what makes it great is there is just a culture of watching out for each other, and also just trying to keep ahead of like the best practices, best technology, best methods. And so we invest highly on training and education and licensing and trying to get everyone up to date, because everyone wants to do their job better, right? And so really we find that people are actually craving more training, right, to do their job better and feel like they're capable and equipped.
Sure.
And so I think from all different angles, we're trying to just equip our people, and we actually just finished the course. We're always running courses in internal training. We just finished the course with our trainers, with our most senior trainers, training our trainers, trainer course, right, essentially. And so they just graduated from that, and then they're going to go on and train our newest technicians, and it just kind of goes out from there.
Well, we'll put a list into John Speed, like, come on, we got plenty of training, but we want to see massage chairs, candy buffets, vegan chefs, maybe Massage Friday.
So, Taylor, are you guys on the grow? Are you looking to expand and grow the Kilauea Pest Control team? Are you guys hiring right now?
Yeah, we're always hiring. The team is growing always, and we have we're here on Oahu. We actually have a team on Maui as well. So we're always looking for great team members there on Maui to join that team as well. And with massage chairs, I don't think we have massage chairs yet.
How about sleeping pods? We need sleeping pods.
We have we probably should. We have like beach parties and different events that do make it pretty fun. I think we have a good time together as well. But we're definitely always hiring and love to add great people. And it's a great place to be.
Yeah, I totally agree. I've been able to interact with you guys at your quarterly get-togethers and
the trainings.
And you know what? Whoever comes to my house, they're always super courteous because they move the doormat away from when they spraying so we don't get the pest stuff all over our feet. They move the slippers. And they do it every single time. Good job. And they come treat my house.
So Taylor, as we wrap things up, is there anything that you wanted to share with our listeners that maybe we didn't get to talk about?
Yeah.
Really that just, we're a company of people that live in the community and are part of the community, and we want to serve the community. And also, we just like to be a great resource. And so we live here on island. If you call our office, it's there in Kailua, or when we got people all over the island. And so if anyone just has a question too, people see a weird bug once in a while or, a strange thing, and they're just wondering, what do I have in my house or wherever? Give us a call. We're happy just to even help you identify what you got going on. And whether you use us or not, we like to just be there as a resource. And then if it is something you need a professional come in, we're happy to do that, of course, as well. And we try to make that easy for anyone.
So stay tuned for Taylor's visit for the next show. He'll be talking about his ungrateful teenager extermination program and how to get rid of the adult kids that just don't want to move out.
We're going to partner with you on that, I think, if that's okay.
Well, thank you, Taylor, for coming on and sharing the recent rodent stories and a little bit about the best places to work honors. It's amazing. We're so proud of you guys and to be in partnership.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you guys again and talk.
All right. Thanks, Taylor.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
All righty. So we said it before, and in case you missed it, we're offering 10 scholarships, real estate school scholarships.
In the month of June.
The scholarship is designed for people like nurses, teachers, coaches, police officers, healthcare practitioner,
sales reps, managers, anyone with a strong track record of success. Yes.
Yeah, and if you want to see if you qualify for these scholarships, all you got to do is go to jointeamlally.com, start the hiring process, and we're going to tell you a couple of steps into the process whether you qualify for the real estate scholarship. And again, 10 of those, and we'll give you the details at that time, but we are serious about bringing on some winners to the team. Doesn't matter if you have real estate experience or not, or a license or not. We want to know, do you have the base qualities? Are you humble? Are you hungry? Are you smart? And that's something that mom and dad taught to you and how you were raised by your family, and it's already something you have. And we'll figure that out in our interview process, our hiring process. All you got to do is go to jointeamlally.com. Adrienne, what else?
I would just say that spots are limited.
Yeah.
And the enrollment ends in June, towards the end of June, because it's going to be in the month of June.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some time things, like we're going to want you to finish the school within 30 days. All right. Okay. So it's very doable. It's only 60 hours.
3 things that we find are the key to success in real estate and truly in anything that you do is that you've got to have habits that support your goals, because we know that motivation wanes and we always fall to our habits. And then you've got to have a culture that teaches you and supports those habits to become something that are so ingrained that you do them whether you feel like it or not. And more importantly, you've got to be held accountable. You've got to be held accountable to those daily habits so that we help you reach your goals of just knocking it out of the park financially in the real estate industry. And we've been doing this how long?
20 years.
20 years. We have a track record of success.
So, like one important thing to think about is what is not easy to teach is discipline, consistency, and a winning mindset.
Yeah, we're not giving that to you. You need to have it with you.
You got to have that. If you have that, you
bring
will
it to the interview.
You will be successful, and you will be awarded a scholarship.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of times people think I have the great attitude, I'm going to be successful no matter what. You have to be in the right vehicle. If I could be the most all get out, super motivated person, and let's say I'm working at just whatever, a minimum wage job, I'm not saying you can't knock it out of the park, but if that vehicle is that particular career path and work environment, and you be there for 20 years and maybe be the manager in our industry, it's going to take you a lot shorter than that to get your financial goals, because the only thing between you and those financial goals is you.
Yep. And it's a results-based opportunity. If you don't perform, you don't get paid.
Yeah.
And if you're serious, coachable, and hungry for growth, this is your chance.
Yeah. And I think Adrienne and I, we've created a culture where we're focused on mental well-being, personal well-being, and we want to develop the person, because if we develop the person, then they become the awesome agents. And if they're awesome agents, they generate the income that can be and has been life-changing for the families of the agents that have been on our team. And that's a fact.
Yep, right. And that's how we can also offer that 80K guarantee. And I mean, like, that's really just a minimum. If you do what we tell you to do, you will make way more than 80,000.
Yeah, success is simple but not easy. We make it easy because simply we go through all the things that you need to do that we do every day. We have the systems, processes, software, coaching, technology to support it.
The leads, the people to call.
The proof is in the pudding. We've got 37 listings right now. Number 1 listing team for Keller Williams in the Southern California, all of the state of Hawaii. There's got to be a reason why we are attracting so many sellers to come work with us. So we need those agents so that we can help more
we want to help
families.
We want to help more people. Come join us.
Go to jointeamlally.com.
All right. Thanks for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
Jodie and Derek of Pacific Rim Mortgage.
Bradley of Allstate Insurance.
Kenji with Pillar to Post Home Inspection.
John with Kilauea Pest Control.
Duke with Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Robinson Fine Line Paintworks.
Amphay with Estate Planning Group.
Jason Wu, Attorney at Law.
Rhino with Hawaii Unified.
Janice of Dreamhouse Drafting.
Fabio with Hawaii Water Damage Restoration.
Kyle, Impact Wealth.
Brian with Cleanscape LLC.
Benji, Hawaii Referral Agent.
Danny Langerman with DHA Financial LLC. If you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, all you got to do is go to teamlally.com.
We also want to give a big thank you to Leah Rodriguez, our producer here in the studio.
And Sheen, our video producer. And make sure to tune in next week. We'll have one of our awesome guests talking about something that, I just took your line, change your life
forever. This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold Program. We can't sell your home at the agreed-upon price and or time frame. We'll have it bought for cash.
Thanks and aloha, Attilio, you line stealer.